Hi, I'm Linda Treadway, and I live here at 2317 Azahar Court. Now, my family and I moved to Marbella back in January of 2018, but I grew up in Clear Lake. I attended Clear Lake High School when it was 2 years old, in fact, so that kind of puts things in perspective. My husband grew up over by Hobby Airport, and my mom also grew up kind of in the Hobby Airport area, but lived a lot of years in Clear Lake City. So here we are in Marbella. We love this neighborhood, and we just want to see it continue to flourish. So one of my neighbors asked me recently, why would you even want to run for such an unappreciated job? And the truth is, it is unappreciated and it is a job, even though it's a volunteer job. It takes a lot of hours to do this, but let me put it this way. Have you ever driven through a neighborhood that does not have an HOA? You're going to know right off that they don't have one because everybody can do whatever they want with their properties. Marbella was voted most beautiful in League City for a reason. We make sure that we stick to guidelines. Variances are rarely, I'm not going to say if ever, let's say rarely approved. And I'm a big one for not giving variances. I mean, check out my fence. I got a brand new fence on both sides of the house. We got so excited. Hubby ran out, bought paint, painted the whole thing with 50-year paint. Wasn't the right color. So then I had to strip it off. It won't strip off. So you know what my option was? I had to replace my fence. So we did. We replaced both sides of the fence. Was I happy about it? Heck no. Did I like the way I was treated? Absolutely not. But it is what it is. It was my fault. It was dumb. We just jumped the gun. I didn't even think about it. And heck, I work on the board with different things. So anyway, it does catch up with you. You've got to be extremely careful. But if you allow one variance, then you have to allow it for everybody or you'll never stand up in court. So I'm calm, I'm empathetic, and I'm a very good listener. I'm willing to consider anything that you submit, but the rule is a rule. And I will tell you right now that I am firm on that. And if we have rules saying that something has to be a certain way, it just has to be a certain way. So what do I bring to the board in terms of qualifications? Well, currently I work on two committees here in Marbella. The first one is an architectural review committee, and that is where we review applications that are coming in. They're asking for either repairs or improvements to the property. We go in, we look at what you're doing, we look at the pictures, we look at the survey, and then we go back and we look at the guidelines from Marbella. So that's one area that I work in. The second one is the advisory council. I joined that shortly after I moved here because it's kind of the first step to getting onto the board. It allows you to work with the board members that we have now. We talked about all kinds of public things, so landscaping, water sprinklers, lake erosion, public events, anything other than what applied to individual residents and consider confidential information. So that has been really fun and very eye-opening and entertaining, I guess you could say. Now, besides that, back when I lived on Tiki Island for 10 years, I was vice president and president for 2 years. That's about all you can take. But with them, it was the Civic Association who oversees the HOA. So it was a lot different than the way we run things here, but it was great experience and something that will definitely help me if I can get elected by you for a board position here. As far as goals to accomplish, really the board is run very well. My hope would be to make sure that everything is always fair, that your money is secure and spent wisely, and that we treat each other with dignity and respect. I would say my most memorable experiences were back when I served as president for the Tiki Island Civic Association. Because back then, when someone had a real bone to chew and they wanted to talk to you, we'd just go over to their house and meet with them and see what the issue was and try to come to some sort of a resolution. Now, the funny part was that, back in the day, Tiki Island, we owned car washes and we're self-employed, so everybody lived in shorts, t-shirt, flip-flops, golf carts, and a drink in your hand. That was just kind of the standard. But when I would show up to someone's house in a golf cart, in shorts, in flip-flops, a t-shirt, and a drink, I think it always kind of threw them off because they expected it to be some big bruiser guy that was going to come in and tell them, this is the way it's going to be. And instead, I'm there, I'm happy to meet them, I want to hear what's going on, and let's see if we can try to figure out a good resolution. I hope that each and every one of you will take the time to either attend the annual meeting or at the very least fill out a proxy so that you can vote for someone. Because currently we have 5 board members, 3 are Taylor Morrison. Their terms are up, but they have to be voted out before they're off of the board. So we now have 6 people running. They have not released the names, they haven't released the date, they haven't released the proxies. But I want you to understand how important this is that you participate. So I look forward to seeing you at the meeting. I hope you'll vote for me. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about how I perceive doing business, or just about myself or anything in general. Thanks so much for listening, hearing me out. Do I always look this disheveled? Yeah, kinda. It's windy. So anyway, hope you guys have a great week and stay dry, stay healthy. Bye. So I do think about that when I'm out on my bike. I love riding in Marbella because, of course, it's gorgeous here and it's just very calm and soothing to the mind. But when I look at different people's homes and I see a yard that is just drop dead gorgeous, I like to take a picture. If I see some unusual decor either in someone's yard or attached to their house and it's really, really pretty, I'm going to take a picture. I'm a realtor and I really appreciate beautiful things in the community, but it is never to take a picture of something and turn you in. My feeling, and I know that different people feel different ways on the board about this, but in my opinion, that is what the HOA is for. Let them do the write-arounds. Let them write up the stuff. And then when you get it, if you have an issue, I'm here to talk to. And hopefully we can come to some sort of a peaceful resolution. Just remember that, if they cite you for your grass is too high, mow it. Problem solved. If they cite you for garbage cans on the street, they don't know they're driving by. A garbage can on the street, it's not supposed to be there. Just move it and you solve the problem. So many of the problems that we think that we have here are really just inconsequential. Just take care of your stuff, follow the rules, we're all good. The most difficult part of this position is getting yelled at. I don't like getting yelled at. I would say my greatest contribution is the fact that I am calm and very level-headed. If you come into a meeting and you want to talk about something, I'm not going to make you feel like you're the enemy or make you feel like you're attacking me or attacking the group. We're all doing the very best that we can. Sometimes we need to have things brought to our attention, but it's all in the matter of how you do it. I believe in respect for others as well as myself. So you be nice to me, I'll be nice to you. I listen to everyone.